You know, I like highly customizable IEMs where you can also tune and tweak a little bit the sound profile to your liking. And Hidizs probably saw one of my videos and asked me if I want to review the MM2 that are here now in the house. They have a very unique kind of way to change their sound signature, to tune it a little bit, and we want to take a look at this, so let's get started. So here we have the box of the Hidizs MM2, and you can see why they're called two, because we have one magnetostatic balanced membrane and one dynamic driver hybrid hi-fi in-ear monitors, MM2 high-res audio, and Hidizs the company. And here you can see already the very kind of unique look on the box. So let's open this bad boy up. You can see some description as well there. I just found out the perfect way to open it up by knocking here to get it out of this sleeve, because otherwise it's very hard to get out of the sleeve. And why I am knocking so hard? Because this is a very solid box. It's plastic. Yes, this is a plastic box, and you can see Hidizs relish music beauty in the details. So here we have the logo and this slogan, and yes, this is a solid plastic box with foam here protecting the IEMs, as you can see here, both of them. And yeah, here's some more stuff. Hidizs logo, the slogan again, and yeah, we can lift this up somehow probably. I think we can lift it up. At least this box here we can lift up. It's a bit hard to get to, so this is something they have to work on. I like this unboxing experience so far, but maybe I'm not supposed to get it out because it's like glued in here. But here we have the IEMs, and let me try to get them out. There we go. There you can see them. 2-pin connector, not QDC as far as I'm aware. No, it should be normal 2-pin. Here we have the nozzle. We can see the drivers there, 2 drivers like I stated before, and the very unique kind of design here. We can see it glowing up in different colors here, this nice pattern. And this is a filter, and you can exchange this filter by just unscrewing this one here and then screwing another filter onto it. This is one of the specialties of those Hidizs MM2s. But later I will tell you more about it. Let's get this box out first. So what's inside of the box? How do I open it up? Probably here from the side. Yeah, here we go. Wow, we have a case here. Is it a leather case or fake leather case? Hidizs logo. And could be unique leather even. So this is a very premium kind of unboxing, as you can see here. So some silica gel. What do we have here? Here we have the various different filters, like I told you about them. I unscrewed this one here, which is I think the one for balanced sound. So it's just changing the pressure of how the air is flowing or vibrating here. And we have some other filters here as well, as you can see here. Solid aluminium. And also the filters are solid aluminium, and you can see here very different ones, like for bass, more bass and more treble. So I have the balanced one on, but if I want more bass, I just unscrew this one here and put then one of those bass ones in, or yeah, equivalent with the treble one. Hidizs, and very solid, nice to store. You can screw them in here as well to store them, which is I think a very interesting idea on how to deal with this. So what else is here in this little box? We have a bunch of earbuds. Some of them fell out, but here you can see ear tips actually. You can see a bunch of them. So we have a little bit thicker ones here on the left, a large, medium, small, and a little bit smaller ones here, not so thick, thinner ones here. and 2 of them for some reason fell out. These are the mid-sized ones. And yeah, I will check, of course, which one will fit me the most. But we can take a look at this one here to check how it looks like. Large opening, as you can see here. And yeah, soft material. I think I will like them, but I will test them out, of course. So these are the ear tips that are inside of this little pouch. And yeah, very premium quality, I have to say. And yeah, you can just easily close it up without any issue. And yeah, it can fit more than just the IEMs. I think some filters probably here you can put in, and maybe some replacement tips as well if you need them. So is this everything? There's another little package here. Probably the cable. I would guess the cable is also interesting for you. So this is the cable. It's a braided cable, as you can see here. Bit of like rubber material here, but first glance looks okay. Feels lightweight, not heavy or anything. As you can see here, 2-pin connectors, so not the QDC ones that you know from KZ, but this one is also fine, I would say. And yeah, termination straight plug, and yeah, 3.5 millimeters, of course. Hidizs logo there as well, and the possibility to wrap it around here. Do we have a chin slider? I forgot how it's called. Yeah, we have a slider as well, as you can see here, the black part, the Y splitter, and then we have a slider for the chin as well. Pretty nice design, I would say. Let's get this unwrapped here. It has also preformed hooks here for the cable, as you can see here. And yeah, you can loosen them up a bit and then put your IEMs inside. Is it the left one or the right one? I don't know. Is there an indicator for left and right? Nice to see. I don't see it actually. Probably is an indicator for R, for right. Is this the right one? Right one. So should be fitting in here like this, and then you can put it in your right ear, and the same goes for the left one. And yeah, I will try it out, of course, and then we'll tell you about the experience that I have. Just let me check if there's something else. Of course, there's some paperwork here, paper material. It is this is a sticker, or what is it? To be Hidizs VIP. Yeah, and some manual as well that fell on the ground. Nevertheless, here the manual. Hidizs manual in Chinese, and probably also on the other side in English. Exchanging cables, precautions. Interesting that they have such a manual. Anyway, so this is the unboxing experience. I really like it because I think this plastic box here, I can even use it for other things. Just not only storing this, because it's very solid. And if you travel somewhere, you can really use it. So it's very, very cool. And together with this leather kind of pouch, I think it's fake leather, but I'm not sure. This is a very premium kind of packaging. And yeah, this is what you get with the Hidizs MM2. So welcome to the review part of the Hidizs or Hidizs MM2 that I have here. And I have to say, I think a bit surprised by them, about their sound quality, in a good but also in a bad way, I have to say. So first of all, I'm surprised by the build quality, because it's a very good build quality. It's lightweight, it has plastic but also metal construction, and I think it's pretty good. And yeah, it doesn't have like this usual issue that you usually have with too lightweight or too plasticky, like cheapo kind of earbuds. Those feel right for the price, I would say. And the cable, yeah, the ear hook is like a little bit, I'm not sure why this one here is tangled up like this for some reason. I tried to make it right, but even after a week or so, it is just simply wrapping up like this. Yeah, if I have them in my ears, no issues at all with fit and comfort, even with the cable that has like some tangling issues there. With this ear hook, I like the chin slider that you have to make it like very straight here if you want to. And yeah, there's like little details here, like I'm not sure if you can see it, like the Hidizs or Hidizs logo here, or brand name, which is quite good. And the cable is also mostly tangle free, which is very nice. It's a more premium cable than what I saw on budget devices for sure. So I like the straight plug as well here, very, very cool indeed. And I like that you can drive them pretty easily also with your smartphone. So I have my Sony Xperia 5 Mark IV here, my Xperia Pro I and the Xperia 1 Mark IV. Yes, I have too many smartphones. Anyway, it's easily drivable by a smartphone, even if you use a dumb dongle adapter just like this one here, or cheapo adapters just like this LG one here, it will sound okay. And I did not notice much of a difference when using a FiO BTR5, for example, which usually gives a bit better of a sound quality there, as it's driving the headphones a bit better. Otherwise, yeah, the little details are very, very nice. I like the design here on this earbud, especially also the markings for left and right, so it's easy to see which one is left and which one is right. It would be a bit better if they would have like some kind of knob or color coded. A knob would be even better somehow, so that the right one has a little bit knob or something like this, or the left one, I don't know anymore, but this one helps also in the dark if you want to put them on. I wanted to put them on while sleeping, but I noticed that, yeah, this like little filters that you have here that you can put in there are a bit of annoying when you want to sleep with them. So bear this in mind, because I get some people really asking, can you sleep with those headphones? Not sure why you would want to, but yeah, if you put it like this, it's like pressing on this filter kind of thing, and this might cause some damage either to your pillow, or it's pressing like on in your ear a little bit more than you might like. Otherwise, when it comes to those filters, they really have an influence on the sound quality, but it's not like a big influence like you would have on true wireless headphones with different tunings there, but they have a bit of an impact. I liked the treble one very much because it's like getting a little bit bass down there. The bassy one you can also put on, it gets even more bass, and you can also just remove them completely if you want to and then listen to it, but then it sounds really muddy, so you really have to have something in there which makes the sound a little bit better then. So one of the filters that I left in there is the balanced one. I was like struggling between the balanced one and the treble one. The bassy one I would not try. I know that some bass heads would like to have the bassy one, and for sure it's very great that you have the opportunity to exchange this. But now let's come to the sound quality of those, and let's talk a little bit about the sound. And talking about tangle free, I managed to tangle them up somehow. It is a very interesting kind of sound signature that we have. We have this dual driver setup here, and you can tell that's a dual driver setup where one driver is more responsible for the high ends and one is more responsible for the bass, and the one for the bass is very well tuned, very, very good. The one for the high ends is a bit weirdly tuned. But let's talk about the sound signature. Maybe I can show you a sound graph as well. It has good bass for sure, very high bass, bass emphasis, a warm sounding headset for sure. A slight fall off at the end of the lowest bass that you have there. But it's okay. It's a typical V-shaped kind of IEM here and sound signature. So recessed mids, you can definitely see, feel, hear those recessed mids. They're not very bad, but they're also not very clear. Sometimes even in the default one, in the balanced one, a little bit of mud. There's a bit of muddy there. It's a bit, yeah, it's bleeding a bit for sure. It's not like too much, I would say, that they are unbearable, but it's noticeable on the balanced one. On the more treble one, it is still there, but it's not so pronounced because, yeah, you get more emphasis on the treble there. And the bass is a bit weaker there for sure, but it's not a day and night difference for sure. When it comes to the treble, there is where I see a bit of problem for me, for myself, and how my taste is. Let's Let's describe the treble a little bit. So the treble is good, I would say. It has good highs, but also a fast, very steep roll off, and I think it is 7 kilohertz region. So it is tuned in a safe kind of way for the high, so that you don't get any sibilance, that you don't get any like harsh sounding highs for sure. This is something that they are basically tuned to, I think. But this also leads to some, I think, double spikes in the highs, which is a bit weird and awkward. And this weird and awkwardness you can also hear. And this is, I think also, I'm not sure how old they are, but I think they are more than a year old right now. Some kind of like, it reminds me of an older kind of tuning a bit, where they figured out the bass for sure, but the highs are something where I would say they were playing it safe. It is a tuning that you can, of course, like. I feel it works nicely for rock and pop music, but as soon as you have a bit more vocals, and especially female vocals, this treble tuning is making everything sounding a little bit like running through a filter. So a little bit muffled here and there, where you want to hear sometimes the higher notes there, which those cannot really produce, which is like also leading to a bit of like not so clear highs. So the openness, the clariness that you usually have on other IEMs, you don't have here so much. But what's very good is bass details there, the thump that's going there, the bump, the sound is really, really good there. So it has, despite having like recessed mids, it has forwardness of the vocals, though the vocals are not like falling behind this in a soundstage, they're very forward here. But also sometimes a bit thin, especially the female vocals. I think this has something to do with like, yeah, the high ends being cut off a little bit on certain areas there. Male vocals sound warm and full, and especially when you listen to podcasts with a good microphone that's emphasizing the bass a bit, you get this very warm kind of, really liked listening to them, to podcasts with male speakers there, or also audiobooks or something like this with male speakers. They sound very, very good and very, very nice. So overall the sound, I would call it like this V-shaped typical fun kind of tuning, reminds me a lot of the KZ ZAR that have a very similar tuning, where I would say the KZ ZAR are overdoing it a little bit with the bass. Here they are not overdoing this, but you can, at least in the balanced option, if you want more bass, you can also tune it the way you want it. The customizability works for sure. You hear the difference for sure, but it's a subtle change. It's not a big change. And yeah, fit and comfort, it's good. I told you about it. The balance filter, I think, is the best. Missing clariness, openness in highs is what I would like to have for them. Otherwise, like, yeah, it depends on the music that you're listening to, but it's not like a universal one that everything sounds good, especially like female vocals. Sometimes they're missing the spark, the sparkiness, something like this. Here on the MM2. Overall, I can recommend them for the price of roughly 80 euros. I think I saw them now for 90 euros on Amazon. This is like a little bit high, I would say. So I would like them to go more to the direction of 60, 70 euro-ish. But this only talking about the sound quality. But the little details, the quality of them, this pouch, this little plastic box where it comes in, the customizability via the ear tips that you have is something where I would say, okay, 80 euros is something I'd like to pay. So get this 10, 15 euros maybe up in terms of price, because they come with these accessories. Though the sound quality, I really like them to be a little bit more open. Me personally, but if you have like issues with like, you cannot really hear those harshiness sounds, and you don't like to have any sibilants or something like this, those are very, very safe. They play it safe and easy to listen. I would even say as they would be relaxed if there was not the bass kind part, which is like emphasized and very thumpy and hard hitting. Then I would call them relaxed kind of sound signature. So the highs are very relaxed, but as the bass is like pumping something, it is a fun kind of signature as well, and definitely something that some people might like for sure when you want to play it safe with the highs and still want to get the thump here and there. Alternatives to them, I already told you the KZ ZAR here. They have a little bit deeper lower, it's a little bit higher or harsher punching bass, I would say. The highs are a bit better in a way that they are more open and more clear, but also they have, of course, some issues with the mids. They're a bit too recessed, I would say. In terms of sound stage, I think they are a little bit wider in terms of soundstage than those here, but otherwise this is a good alternative. Roughly I think the same kind of price, and you also get a nice cable here, which I like there as well. So it depends on what you really like. This has like more highs, openness in the highs, a bit more harshiness there, thicker bass for sure, more punchier bass, and this is here more like a more relaxed version of the KZ ZAR, I would say, in a way, with the possibility to tune it the way you want it, which is also very good. If you want more punch in the bass, you can just put the bass kind of filters in there on there, and it's working nicely. And also ear tips, of course, you can change ear tips if you want more bass. You can change the ear tips as well. Overall, good IEMs from Hidizs or Hidizs. And yeah, I like to test and hear more from them because I think they have a very interesting kind of way of tuning those, and especially like they have good accessories, tuning possibilities via filters. There are others as well that they have, I think, also with knobs to tune them, which is pretty nice indeed. So yeah, ever heard of Hidizs? Did you try them out? This is something that I really never really heard about, but I think it is worth trying out. So that's everything for this video. You can find the link to those here, of course, in the description box below if you're interested. As I said, it's like really high quality what they ship with, and yeah, you get a lot of accessories for sure. So yeah, might be worth trying out. So that's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until the next time. Bye.